For those of you that don't know, my name is Dustin Roller and I'm the principal at Jennings County High School. Before we get started with tonight's event, I would like to remind all of you to please stay masked at your tables. Students, when you come up to get your awards, you may remove them for pictures, but please stay masked at your tables. I'm nearing the third year, into my third year as principal and 12th year in Jennings County. It's been this night and this event that I've looked forward to as much as any other. So seldom do we have the chance to gather and honor our best and our brightest in one place. We celebrate lots of things, but not nearly often enough this group of young people. With that, I would like to welcome you to our annual Academic Honors Banquet. Before we get started, I would like to thank a few individuals that have been strong supporters of this event for nearly 20 years. They are Richard and Rita Apsley with Decatur Mold Tool and Engineering, and Roy and Wanda Green with Coffee Creek Conservation Club. We appreciate their generosity and continued support of this annual event. I would also like to ask for a round of applause for Roger and Anna Morgan for allowing us to host this event in Jennings County at a beautiful location. I'd also like to thank Mr. Morgan Webster from the North Vernon Plain Dealer and Son and Mr. Joe Ammerman from WJCP for all the things that they do to spread good news about the many positive things going on at Jennings County High School and in all of our schools around Jennings County. Next, I would like to introduce a number of guests joining us this evening. It's quite a list, so please hold your applause until the end. First, our members of our central office staff. Superintendent, Mrs. Teresa Brown. Assistant Superintendent, Ms. Nikki Johnson. Director of Nursing, Mrs. Taryn Broadus. Director of Food Services, Mr. Jeff Walker. Director of Secondary Special Programs, Mrs. Amanda Sullivan. And Director of Elementary Special Programs, Mr. Todd Ebbinger. Thank you for joining us. Also joining us this evening are members of the Jennings County High School staff, Assistant Principal Johnny Bright, Assistant Principal Stephanie Ebbing, Assistant Principal Taryn Kent, along with Guidance Director Ed Ertl, Guidance Counselors Nikki Cardinal, Ashley Sedam, and Emily Summers, along with our Student Resource Officer Matt Staples and Athletic Director Corey Stevens. Also here to help out tonight, TV Productions instructor Jeff Green is recording tonight's events and will have it available on DVD and YouTube next week. Also, yearbook sponsor Jennifer Ertl is here taking pictures to make sure that we memorialize these memories. So thank you both. Now, for the important part of the evening. The next part of our program is all about honoring these young people and outstanding students. We have the top 10 individuals from grades 9, 10, and 11, and the top 20 students in this year's senior class here with us tonight. These 50 students represent the best and the brightest in Jennings County High School. And at this time, I will begin honoring the top 10 students from our freshman class. Freshmen, please come forward when your name is called, and please stop and receive your medallion and your certificate, and then return to your seat where you are currently seated. First, Trina Collins. Next, Lily Eichelman. Next, Lane Ernstus. Next, Samuel Greathouse. Next, Cheyenne Leslie. Next, Max Machino. Next, Haley Purdue. Next, Marina Reynolds. Next, Brooklyn Wade. Next, Brooklyn Walters. And then following with past practice, if I could get the top 10 freshmen to come back up to take a quick photo for the yearbook. So if the top 10 freshmen will pause, if we just come back up, line up right here in front of the podium for a picture for the yearbook. Next, we will honor our top 10 sophomores. Please come forward when your name is called. Please stop and receive your medallion and certificate, and then return to your seat that you're currently seated in. First, Mackenzie Hewitt. Next, Claudia Juraskovich. Next, Owen Law. Hey, no big deal, 12 people looking for you. Next, Keegan Manowitz. Next, Abigail McDonald. Next, Stella Millsball. Next, Lydia Ponsor. Next, Anna Reynolds. Next, Lydia Roth. Next, Lane Zorla. Now, if the sophomores would come back to the front of the stage for a group picture. And now we will honor our top 10 juniors. First, White Brooks. Next, Zachary Brooks. Next, Reagan Brown. Next, Emma Jones. Next, Logan McIntosh. Next, Mackenzie Newkirk. Next, Nicholas Patterson. Next, Caitlin Shook. Next, Megan Schuler. Next, Lane Seward. And now if the juniors would come back up for a group picture. At this time, we would like to honor our top 20 students from our senior class. Members of the senior class, as your name is called, please come forward and stand by your influential teacher. As in past years, our seniors have chosen a most influential teacher that has had a profound impact on them at some point in their academic careers. And their most influential teacher will have the honor of introducing them and sharing a few words about each senior this evening. Our first senior honoree this evening, Zachary Bingham, has selected Megan Buchanan as his most influential teacher.
Good evening. It is my honor to present Zach Bingham as a member of the top 20 senior students tonight. Zach is the son of Annie and BJ Bingham. If you would please stand to be recognized. I've gotten to know Zach over the past 2 years in my pre-calculus and AP calculus classes. And during that time, several things about Zach have become clear to me. Number one, he's very intelligent. Number two, he understands the value of both hard work and a good laugh. Number three, his enthusiasm is absolutely contagious, and he brings an undeniable positive energy everywhere he goes. Number four, he sometimes drinks irresponsible amounts of caffeine. Number five, he appreciates a good Taylor Swift song, but you cannot trust him when he tells you that she's released a new song on April Fool's Day. And if you ask him what his secret to success is, you'll discover that he's wise beyond his years. He says that his secret to success is to not stress about anything. Do not do homework past 10:30 p.m. and get good sleep. Allow yourself to have other things to do that allow your brain and yourself to relax. Because when you start worrying about tests, grades, and rank, you'll fail because your brain needs to be able to relax in order to succeed. Whether it be listening to Taylor Swift or watching TikTok, find your way to escape. Zach plans on attending Indiana University to study entrepreneurship and corporate innovation. With all that I've learned about him, I have no doubt that he will be successful with this and all of his future endeavors. Thank you.
Our next senior honoree this evening, Sydney Carson, has selected Felicia Hill as her most influential teacher.
I think that everyone here would agree that these students are all super. Super in academics, super in the arts, super in athletics, super at wasting time, super at playing on their phones, super with excuses. Maybe too many supers, right? But all kidding aside, these are truly amazing students who have many super talents. I'd like to introduce Sydney Carson, a student who has a super ability of making connections. She's able to connect chemistry concepts to real-world applications. She's able to connect biology to her favorite game of Hay Day. She is able to connect her tennis racket to the tennis ball. When asked about her secret to success, Sydney said, "Figure out the best way for you to study and don't be afraid to ask questions." Sydney has connected that studying is essential for success and that questioning may be imperative for understanding. Sydney is connected to her parents, Randy and Vicki Carson. Would you please stand? She is also connected to Purdue University, where she will major in biology with a concentration in pre-med. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce you to super student Sydney the Connector Carson.
Our next senior honoree, Eva Chamberlain, has selected Brad Briggs as her most influential teacher.
Good evening. I'm extremely honored tonight to introduce Miss Eva Chamberlain. Eva is the daughter of Melissa Dunham and Philip Chamberlain Jr. Would you guys please stand? I've had the opportunity to serve as Eva's agriculture instructor and FFA advisor the past 4 years. She's been involved in many FFA activities over the years. Eva plans to attend IUPUC in the fall and major in business. Eva contributes her hard work and determination as a secret to her success. One thing I always remember about Eva is her smile and attitude. Anytime she walked through my classroom door, she always shared that bright smile and positive attitude. I'm very honored to have been a part of Eva's success and know that she will accomplish anything she puts her mind to in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss Eva Chamberlain.
Ellie Ebbinger has selected Todd Ebbinger as her most influential teacher.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start by acknowledging the hard work put in by all of our Jennings County School Corporation students and staff during this challenging year. I am honored to be here to recognize these 50 young adults who have excelled in their grades throughout their academic careers, especially in a year like this one. As a member of the Jennings County School Corporation administration staff, I couldn't be more proud to see what has been accomplished in this crazy year. However, I am most honored to have been asked to recognize this wonderful young lady. Ellie Ebbinger is the daughter of Charles and Nicole Ebbinger, but most importantly, she is the niece of Todd Ebbinger. Ellie plans to attend Indiana University in the fall, where she has been selected to be a direct admit into the Kelley School of Business. This is a highly selective program with an acceptance rate of 37%. She plans to double major in marketing and business administration. Ellie has always put forth effort to excel at anything she puts her mind to accomplish. She has a quiet confidence that makes everything she does look easy. But what you may not see is the hard work, self-discipline, and perseverance that she has that makes these things look easy. She is a problem solver, a creative thinker, and a person who is always looking for the positive solution. I am very proud of Ellie for her academic success, but for me, the joy in life is found in the relationships that we have with the ones we love. Ellie, your life is full because of the connection you have with your parents, your family, and your friends. The characteristics that I admire most about Ellie is that she is humble, she is kind, and she is her faith. Her faith in her religion, her faith in people, and her faith that everything will work out with hard work and dedication. When asked, Ellie stated that her secret to success was keeping a positive mindset. Maya Angelou once said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel." Ellie, tonight I challenge you to lead with your heart and always keep that positive mindset. Again, it is with great honor that I get to introduce to you Ellie Ebbinger.
Our next senior, Elizabeth Ertl, has selected Jonathan Titus as their most influential teacher.
Good evening. Whenever I think about the students that are here tonight, I've been so blessed to have many of them. But one attribute comes to mind with Liz. So I'm going to tell a little story, and Ed, you may have to fill in the gaps later, okay? 67 years ago, there was a very successful basketball team. They won the state. At the end of the year, they had a banquet for them. The wife of the coach got up and looked at all those athletes, and she said, you know, it's really nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. Folks, Elizabeth Ertl is a nice person, and I say that with great sincerity, but she's also important. Elizabeth's parents are Ed and Paula Ertl, and I'm kind of upset with them because I think this is the last one I'm going to get to teach, isn't it? But I've been blessed to have all three of their children. I like that idea. She's going to attend Indiana University, and she's going to major in exercise science. And she says that the secret to her success is a combination of my faith, support from family and friends, and my go-with-the-flow attitude. Did you notice the alliteration? She must have had a good English teacher. I also believe that setting lofty goals is important, but being willing to put forth the hard work to achieve those goals is what makes the difference. I can assert to you tonight, I have no doubt that she will continue to be a tremendous success, and she will continue to be nice. Elizabeth Ertl.
Next, Dylan Griffin has selected Jeff Green as his most influential teacher.
Good evening. I'll introduce Mr. Dylan Griffith. Back in the back, you'll find his parents, Randy and Bethany Griffith. If you could say hi. Dylan is attending Indiana University in Bloomington this fall. He's going to be studying sports management and marketing. His long-term goals is hopefully to be employed with either a collegiate team or some type of a professional team. Part of the reason, sports theme tonight, as well as a library theme later. The secret to Dylan's success, he puts 100% of effort into absolutely everything he does. Every job that he takes is worth the effort. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And the last part, which should bring an awe moment, is that he wants to make his mama proud. So, you know, that's an awe for mom. So, whose heart's not warmed by that? But if you stop and think about it, if I came up to any of you and asked, what's the secret to your success? I mean, that would be a terrifying question. Why do you answer that? So being in the library that we are together, I went to the dictionary out in the library. Our dictionary is about that thick, so after about 15 pages, finally got to the word success. And according to good Mr. Webster, success is work defined as to produce a desired result or effect, or to succeed. In some 20 years at the high school, I can't think of a more important person that has done as much work and has tried every effort to succeed, and he has. Back to sports metaphors. When I think of success, I always lean back to Lombardi, Vince Lombardi, the great coach from the Green Bay Packers, whom, as we know, the Super Bowl trophy is named for him. But one of his most famous quotes is, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary. And that's the epitome of Dylan, because he's striving to constantly complete his work, always has. Let me get my helpers back on, because I want to make sure I get all these points. Dylan has been in the Key Club for 3 years. Something close to my heart, he does the Muscatatuck River cleanup. He works with United Way and on the Day of Caring. He's active in his church, and he helps with homebound seniors. But hopefully, everybody in this room has some type of gift. And Dylan has a gift of incredible knowledge. And what I'm proud of him is that he always shares his gift with fellow students and fellow coworkers, and he empowers people when they always have questions, because if you ever wanted a picture of Google, here's Dylan, because he knows it all. Success also comes through work. and he has worked quite hard at JCHS. I look back, he has 5 AP classes and has garnered some 30 college credit hours. So, Mom, we've done well. He's ready for that next step to go beyond the steps of the high school. He's prepared. One quick note, day to day, if you saw the iconic movie from the 1980s called The Breakfast Club, that's what we had going. Now, granted, in the movie, the kids were in detention and had to fill their time in the library to try and make it to the end of the day. But we're in the library every day. My breakfast club was Dylan. We also had Max Brown and Sidney Carson and many other people here that comprised our breakfast club. Geography is a section in the library. We study geography almost every day. You can put a picture of a planet of anywhere. They would look up from their calculus homework and say, oh, that's Grenada, that's Mongolia, that's Mexico. And they go back to doing their work again. They would put they could drop them anywhere on the planet, and they could tell you exactly where they are, which I'm amazed at, because I'm like the puppy in the room looking at it, figuring out how they figure all that out. There's also a section in the library for sports. Sports was a common topic. Who's the greatest of the NBA? Who's the leader? But my breakfast club always had the time to bash my Purdue boys, so I want to thank you all for that. Thank you. In closing, 2 final thoughts. I always turn to music, as many of you do when I grew up. 2 songs that strike me when I look over here to Dylan is John Mellencamp, the song Small Town, and possibly Bon Jovi, who says you can't always go home, or who says you can't go home. I'm talking to Dylan, but I'm really actually talking to the rest of you all as well, because I grew up here, I graduated from here. I had that attraction to go to the big lights, the big city. I wanted to be a big fish in a big pond. And a lot of kids come to me in school and say, Green, I got that same aspiration. I want to be a big fish in a big pond. Having come down that path, and as somebody who's been on that road, I will just say 8 to 10 years down the road, when you have an awakening in the night, that cold sweat, thinking, is this really where I want to be? Shortly after my grandmother passed and in the sands of Saudi, I figured I wanted to be a big fish. I want to be a big fish in a small pond. So I came back home. If you have such a moment down the road, if you get to be that big fish, take a look around here tonight. There's a lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of fellow students. Every person in this room I know would, with open arms, welcome you back to Jennings County again, because this is a great place. It's a great place to call home, great friends, great family. And when you're in that big fish in the big pond, you miss that support structure. So I wish you all to at least consider that, so maybe somewhere down that road. Be a big fish in a small pond here. My final thought is just towards Dylan. I'm going to gear this one just for him. Oh boy, his eyes just got that big. So I'm not going to pull it out. Dylan and I, as I said, we shared that common sports theme. I wore the Colts, not because the draft is next week, but I hoped to give this to him in the hopes that he'll always remember. And the kids make fun of me. I have a tie for every day of the school year. I have 190 ties or something like that. But tonight's the final flight for this one, because I hope he remembers our breakfast club where we talked about the sports. And when he interviews, when he does make it to the Colts front office, maybe this will thing to help them get in the door. So ladies and gentlemen, my friend and co-learner, Dylan Griffith.
Gavin, I hope you like my tie, because I'm getting ready to give it to you. Gavin Hendricks has selected Megan Buchanan as his most influential teacher.
Good evening. It is my honor to present Gavin Hendricks as a member of the top 20 seniors tonight. Gavin is the son of Jeremy Hendricks. Would you please stand to be recognized? I first met Gavin in 2016 when he was a member of my 8th grade Algebra 1 class. Since then, I have also taught him pre-calculus, AP Calculus 1, and AP Calculus 2 during his sophomore, junior, and senior years of high school. As a math teacher, it is quite a unique opportunity to be able to watch a student grow and develop their skills all the way from Algebra 1 to Calculus 2. And it is one that I have truly appreciated and felt privileged to have with a student like Gavin. While he has definitely gotten a lot taller since middle school, some things about Gavin have never changed. He has always been exceptionally intelligent, and his commitment to his schoolwork has never wavered. He's quiet, thoughtful, and his secret to success is simple: stay in school and don't do drugs. With a strong sense of perseverance, he always seems to rise to whatever challenge lies before him in my classes, and I am sure that he will continue to do so. Gavin plans on attending Purdue University to study mechanical engineering, and I am confident that he will be successful with this and all of his future pursuits. Thank you.
Amanda Jaquist has selected Blakely Huckel as her most influential teacher.
It's kind of hard to see up here. I'm gonna get a little closer to you. Tonight, I get the pleasure and great honor of introducing Miss Amanda Jaquist. She is an absolutely beautiful soul, a spunky spirit, with just the right amount of sass. She gets it honest, though, being the big sister in her household. She is the loving daughter of Mr. Ben Jaquist and Michelle Jaquist. Mr. Jaquist, if you would please stand. As we all know, your beautiful mama is among us. Just as proud of you as your wonderful father is for the outstanding young lady you have become and the hard work you have put in among this elite group of exceptional students. I, fortunately, have got to have Amanda in class twice in her 4 years at Jennings County High School. One, the first class being English 10 honors during her sophomore year, which, crazy I know, but isn't typically most kids' favorite class. Because students are learning English writing mechanics, reading quite a bit. Amanda, of course, flourished, adhering to all the MLA paper writing conventions, class readings, acing most all of her vocabulary and reading counts tests. The second class I had Amanda in was just this year, her senior year, first semester in creative writing. Day one, I tell all creative writing students up front that most everything they've learned to this point in all of their English and composition classes, well, quite frankly, to be prepared to throw them out the door. This conversation typically does one of two things. One, scares students away because conventions are what they've always known and trusted. Or two, it excites students to get the opportunity to shake things up a bit and do something differently. It was this class where I got to see the real Amanda Jaquist. It was this class where Amanda opened up and shared parts of herself that left me and many of her classmates in tears a handful of times. Her genuine rawness and realness to make an assignment hers and to really put her heart into it was infectious. In this class, she wrote about her passions, her wonderful father, her mother, her dear beloved grandmother, her annoyances, her relationships, and even her struggles. She would then typically be one of the first willing to read aloud and share these stories, poems, or moments with the rest of us. Amanda has a beautifully eloquent way of setting a scene and making us relive or be in that moment with her. I truly value and admire that in her because we all know it takes a lot of courage and gumption to stand up in front of your peers and speak, let alone speak about something personal. It was this class, creative writing, that made it so blatantly obvious that Amanda will become a phenomenal psychologist and/or mental health counselor one day, which is what she plans to study at IUPUC in the fall of 2020. When asked what her secret to success is, Amanda said, "To never let the doubt of others discourage me or to hinder my path to my dreams. To use the negativity of stepping stones to further my success." Finally, I just want to say that I'm extremely flattered to be up here as your spokesperson, essentially, because if I'm being truly honest, it's students like you who inspire teachers like me. It's students like you, Miss Jaquist, who make our jobs easy and worth it on those trying or difficult days. So thank you. Now, one last time, because it's her senior year, because I want you to live it or experience it and enjoy it, I give you Miss Amanda Michelle Jaquist.
Addison Kent has chosen Lisa Claker as her most influential teacher.
Hi there, good evening. It is my honor and great pleasure to be here this evening to introduce to you Addison Kent. Addison is the daughter of Rob and Taryn Kent and sister to Carter. Would they please stand? Even you, Carter. Addison attributes her success to always being organized, aware of due dates and important deadlines, using her resources wisely, and having good time management. Addison will be attending Missouri University of Science and Technology this fall. Her major will be in biology, pre-med. She will also be on the basketball court as a Lady Miner. Even though her new school colors are silver, gold, and green, she will forever be a Lady Panther. I know that Addison will succeed at Missouri S&T in the classroom and on the basketball court because she is a hard worker and dedicated in achieving all of her goals. Addison's success has been the ability to balance academics, athletics, family, and friends. She is such an amazing role model for all ages, and I am so proud of her. Addison truly has a heart of gold. Addison was in my 4th grade class at NVE. We had a special bond the moment we met each other, and it has continued. In 4th grade, she wanted to please me and others, determined to do her best in every subject, and she was my little helper the whole year. Addison knew that I always liked a tidy and clean classroom. Maybe she got her organizational skills from me. Also, we are both gluten-free, so we could share our snacks in 4th grade. Addison would always make me smile and laugh on a daily basis. There are not enough words to describe how very proud I am of this young lady. Addison's drive for success in everything she does is amazing. I know that she is going to be a great asset to Missouri S&T. It is Addison's story that I can't wait to see unfold. I know that this young lady will continue to be strong and courageous, determined, persistent, and loving. Addison, you will always be my girl, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being you and letting me be here with you tonight. I am proud of you, and I love you.
Carmen Kapitsky has selected Marisa Patterson as her most influential teacher.
As an educator, remaining in the same school system, same community for several years, and a veteran teacher, which Mrs. Jackson does remind me of quite often. Thank you, Mrs. Jackson. I've really reaped the benefits of having more than one generation. And this is the case with Carmen Kapitsky. I experienced having both her mother and her father, Brooke and Matt Kapitsky. Would you please stand? As well as her sister. I not only feel the pride of this current student and her success, but knowing her parents at this same age and seeing the evidence of their raising this child and her success. There are several wonderful things and qualities that Carmen possesses. She is positive, she's determined, and she has this character that is unwavering. And I've seen Carmen face more than one disappointment throughout her 4 years in my French class as a high school student. And what she showed is a real grace and maturity beyond her years in facing these difficulties. And this isn't always typical for high school students to express. It's her character that stood out to me over and over during those 4 years. She writes that the secret of her success is being organized, setting goals, and working hard. And I witnessed all 3 of those characters throughout my time with her in my classroom. Carmen has chosen the field of architecture for her career and applied to Ball State University, which is ranked as one of the top architecture schools in the nation. When she shared this news with me of her acceptance into this program, I was overjoyed, and I was so very proud. I feel that those same qualities and characteristics will carry her through this rigorous architecture program. I'm so happy to have the opportunity to have this lovely young lady as a student, and I wish her the very best and success that life has to offer.
Jasmine Kuntz has selected Ms. Paige Kibler as her most influential teacher.
Good evening. I am honored today to be here to introduce this lovely person, Jasmine Kuntz. She has made a large impact on my life. Truly, I come to Jennings County as a little bit of an outsider. You've been here longer than I have, truly. And in those first couple of months of trying to figure out exactly how Jennings County is, Jasmine was one of those few students who made a really great example for what this community is capable of. She is the daughter of Justin Kuntz and Jeanette Kuntz, if they would stand to be recognized. Oh, there she is. And while I am honored to say that I have been her band director for the past 3 years, I'm also honored to say that we will soon share an alma mater. She plans to attend Indiana University next year to work in social work. On top of that, not only will she be attending Indiana University, she is also going to be a member of the Marching 100. And that's where I'd like to get a little bit into what she has meant to me throughout this year. Jasmine has a lovely quality of this quiet confidence and this incredible maturity that has really shown throughout the time that I've worked with her. And I like what she's put down as her secret to success. She counts it as balance. And I can tell you in the next 4 years, balance is going to be something very important for keeping everything on hand. She has been an amazing example, not only showing herself capable in the band as well as academically. She has very close and well-kept friends. And not only is she able to perform with the band, she is also great in rehearsals, being that, again, that great example of that confident person able to help out her peers. Not only is she able to perform on the marching field, she plays the trumpet in our jazz band, and as well, as I became to know her, she also started to play the cymbals in percussion. And as my kids know me, I can't finish something without a little bit of a joke. So I figure that with the balance that you have going forward, you might consider imaging balance as a cymbal in each hand. Jasmine Kuntz, thank you.
Senior Brooke Mowry has selected Erica Brown as her most influential teacher.
And I have the pleasure this evening of introducing Miss Brooke Mowry. Brooke is the daughter of Mike and Christy Mowry, if you guys will please stand. She has decided to attend IUPUC and after graduation from high school and further her studies in biology. I consider myself lucky enough to be the assistant basketball coach of the girls program here at Jennings County. And I have had the honor to get to know Brooke and her family a little better over the last 4 years. Brooke states that the secret to her success is, and I quote, "my constant desire to learn and my motivation to better my future self. I do all of my assignments, I study for every test, and I try my hardest to have good grades in order to be the best version of myself that I can be." This is so very true of you. As I was able to witness her put in the work, not only to better herself as an individual athlete, but she pushed herself into becoming an even better teammate. She bought into the process of our we over me mentality and culture that we as a coaching staff tried to instill into our girls within the basketball program. That serving others brings you more joy and reward than serving yourself. And I feel that the success of our basketball program has grown because of her example and her ability to understand that process. It has been a pleasure to watch this young, feisty, highly competitive little girl that I met as an incoming freshman mature into a beautiful and composed, but still very competitive young woman. I am a firm believer that it starts with a strong family foundation of faith, and it continues to cultivate with a great network of friendships and teammates and teachers that she has been able to surround herself with. I have no doubt that Brooke will continue to seek out the best version of herself and will be successful in whatever path God presents to her. I would like to congratulate you on your recent proclamation of faith and your recent baptism this past Sunday. I am so proud of you for that. And I also would like to thank you for letting me be just a small voice in your ear for the past 4 years. So congratulations to you and best wishes to you in the future.
Cassidy Mull has selected Brad Morris as her most influential teacher. Seems about a little bit better here. Okay. I've already embarrassed her.
Cassidy Joe Mull, how in the heck did you get here so fast? When I first met you nearly 15 years ago, you were such a little country girl who spoke with a southern Indiana accent and could be quite satisfied by taking a trip to Home Depot with your dad. Now, every person in this room took for granted those days that we can never get back, because all 50 plus of you kids in here turned into teenagers. I don't know, it's up to you if you want to decide that's a good thing or bad thing. In all seriousness, Cassidy, look at all of you've accomplished. Because your favorite uncle, the Spanish teacher, oh, I'm sorry guys, that's the wrong speech. That's 2 now, isn't it? Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Cassidy Mull, the daughter of Matt and Lori Mull, the sister of Lauren, Megan, and Stone Mull. You have accomplished so much. You've worked your tail off, your grades are through the roof, and we are all extremely proud of you. You have seen, and I know you have learned so much from your parents and their work ethic to provide everything for you, your family, and for others. This is such an amazing moment in your life because your options are truly endless. I love your willingness to learn new things, play new sports, find new hobbies, and essentially explore what this world has to offer. When Cassidy was asked what her secret to success was, she said, "The secret to my success has been finding the right balance of homework, studying, and free time. This has allowed me to stay focused without getting too overwhelmed while giving me time to relax and have fun." End quote. Cassidy will attend Indiana University in the fall in the Kelley School of Business as a direct admit and major in business administration or accounting. Cassidy, as you enter this next chapter in your life, I encourage you to keep that balance and enjoy being young and having endless opportunities that you have already created for yourself. Also embrace the difficulties and face them head on, because the obstacles that you will encounter will become your greatest learning moments in life. I'm almost done. I have a few pieces of advice that I'd like to share with you tonight. First, I encourage you, are you reading this speech? Yes, you are. Okay. I encourage you not to travel this journey alone. God has a purpose for you, as He does for everyone here tonight. Cassidy, even if you conquer the world, what is your purpose? What do you seek? This is life's true question that is the hardest to answer. We pray and will continue to pray for God's grace and His presence with you on your journey. Lastly, never forget your Southern Indiana roots. Never forget your family that has helped you get here. And when you're feeling down and lonely, call your dad and ask him for another trip to the Home Depot. God bless.
You can also see Mr. Morris here tomorrow night for Open Mic Comedy Hour. Only if it's a new podium. Emma Myers selected Braden Day as her most influential teacher. Unfortunately, Emma could not be here with us tonight to celebrate, but we do want to honor both of them. Grace Ramey has selected Brian Stidham as her most influential teacher.
I had to take my mask off so I wouldn't fog up and fall down on the way up here, and so I wouldn't pass out while I was trying to talk. So it is my honor and privilege to introduce to you this evening Grace Ramey. Grace is the daughter of Jason and Sarah Ramey. If you guys would come on, stand. You don't get to do this every day. All right. Grace was a student in my honors biology class as a freshman, and I know her and her family even better from working at athletic events that she participated in during her years at Jennings County. Also during her career, she's been a member of the National Honor Society, Spanish Club, and Teens for Life. She's played volleyball, basketball, and soccer, and has served on student council. Grace is also active in our community. She's a young lady of faith as a member of St. Mary's Catholic Church, and during all 4 years of high school there, she volunteered for Way of the Cross as well as St. Vincent de Paul. She is also a 10-year 4-H member. Grace will be attending Franklin College next year, where she will major in biology, and from there, her hopes are to go into either dentistry or orthodontics. 4 years ago, I came to quickly value and admire this young lady. She was in an honors class with 3 other participants here tonight. Her and Ellie would sit in the back and do all their work together. Elena would sit across the aisle, and Emma Myers, who was not here, was also in that class. And so I really got to know a lot of these really fine kids we have here tonight. So Grace says her keys to success are to push herself to do the best she can, to take breaks during study time, that way you can manage your distractions and keep them to a minimum, and do not be complacent, as she can always improve. Again, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Grace Ramey.
Aubrey Stellato has selected Marisa Patterson as her most influential teacher.
I'm once again honored to introduce and congratulate Aubrey Stellato as one of the top 20 in her class. She is the daughter of Eric and Jamie Stellato. Would you please stand? And I've also had the pleasure of having Aubrey's mother in class. And I was actually, I'm ad-libbing now, just talking to my husband on the way here and how, what a blessing it really is to be in a community like this. I'm not sure that I could have had this same wonderful experience anywhere else. That's just a shout out to Jennings County. I've had the pleasure of having her in class, and I'm so proud to have her and families like this grounded in the community and their faith. Aubrey states that her secret to success, is staying organized and doing all of her work on time. And she definitely displayed that in my classroom. She turned in very high quality work, creative projects, very amazing. Aubrey is refined, she's respectful, and she is reliable. And those are 3 things that are really important in today's world. But Aubrey is not only studious, but she has a huge heart for community service. And she gave countless hours to volunteer for her church in programs like the Shoebox Ministry, and to her community in things such as the pantry. She also volunteered for our world language program with the Saturday Classics several years in a row. It's so refreshing to see someone at this age being so selfless and giving so much back. I feel that service is Aubrey's passion, and it's such a wonderful quality. And Aubrey's chosen the field of nursing for her career, and she's been accepted to such prestigious programs of nursing, such as Xavier, but I think she's still making up her mind and choosing what school she'll attend. Nursing is extremely difficult and very challenging, especially in today's world. And I have no doubt that Aubrey will be successful and very fit for this field, whose main goal is helping and serving people. I'm so very proud of you in every way, and I feel privileged to have been your teacher.
Elizabeth Wallman has selected Debbie Jackson as her most influential teacher.
Good evening. I have the privilege of introducing to you all to Elizabeth Wallman. Elizabeth is the daughter of Joel and Megan Wallman. Would you please stand? Elizabeth just yesterday signed a letter of intent to run for Hanover College. She'll be running for their cross-country and track teams in the fall, and she'll be studying biology with double majors in history and Spanish. Elizabeth is a great runner. Even when she comes in saying that she didn't do well the night before in one event, but she had first or second in 3 other events, she still says, I didn't do very well in this one. In fact, her whole high school career has been warm-ups and conditioning for her future at Hanover. She attributes her success to having a good work ethic that was handed to her by her wonderful parents, and being sure to be prepared every day with her homework. She said to me just last week, every homework is like a practice, and every test is like a meet. And that has been how she has treated high school, just like a race. And just like in that race, Elizabeth has prepared and prepared. She has shown great perseverance. You know, the ability to keep working hard and doing really hard things, like running miles at a time. She's able to run miles and miles and then go back and do it again the next day. This is just like her schoolwork. She studies and studies and then goes back the next day and studies some more. Elizabeth perseveres. After 2 track sectionals and 4 appearances in the cross-country semi-state, Elizabeth has pacing down to a science. She knows how to manage her time for homework and sports and when to kick it in for the test. I am sure that when Elizabeth crosses the finish line at JCHS, she will already be planning her next race at Hanover. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to honor to present to you Elizabeth Wallman.
Brantley Wathen has selected Felicia Hill as her most influential teacher.
Imagine bagpipes bellowing Scottish music, rolling meadows of green grass, castles dotting the landscape as Merida, the main character in Disney's The Brave, gallantly rides in. That is what it's like when Brantley Wathen makes an appearance. Even though her hair is not red, nor curly, nor does she carry arrows on her back, Brantley Wathen is the Brave. Her parents are Brad and Sonia Wathen. Would you please stand? Brantley is brave by working hard when it's so easy to give up. She is brave as she spends extra time doing a great job when others say it's good enough. Brantley is fiercely brave as she leads the senior class through their final year at Jennings County High School. Wouldn't you agree you have to be brave to lead a pack of panthers? As Aristotle said, we become brave by doing brave acts. Brantley certainly does brave well. When asked, Brantley stated that it has been hard work and dedication to all of my classes in athletics that has been the secret to my success. Brantley will be attending Franklin College to major in biology, where she will continue to be brave, as most Grizzlies are. Folks, this is super student Brantley the Brave Wathen.
Brantley, I can only imagine you picked up that entrance from Dad. Elena Young has selected Rachel Lubker as her most influential teacher.
Hello, I'm so proud of Elena. I had Elena in 7th grade. Notice there's not too many middle school teachers here. That's kind of an awkward time of your life, you know, so I won't tell too many awkward stories right now in front of everybody. Elena's parents are Adam and Christy Young. Elena plans to attend Indiana University in Bloomington this fall, and she's going to major in biology, and she is going to become an optometrist. Optometrist. And when asked, Elena's secret to success is to always stay focused in the present and forget the negatives of the past. She has always been sure to keep a positive mindset, even when things may not go the way she wanted. Her main focus is to have confidence in everything she does. And I remember as a young 13-year-old student sitting in my class, 7th period, the end of the day, everybody's tired and ready to go. Who wants to have math at the end of the day? She always remained focused. She made sure she had her assignments done. She asked questions. She was still that same great student that you would see refreshed 1st period. That was Elena, 7th period. So I'm very lucky to have her. Elena, with your positive attitude and determination, I know you'll succeed. Congratulations.
Avery Zamora has selected Felicia Hill as her most influential teacher.
She analyzes the course of action, the analyzer. No, kind of sounds like a biological sequencing machine. She creates a to-do checklist, the checker. No, sounds like she's round, red, and on a checkerboard. She completes the task at hand, the finisher. Now she sounds like a polishing wax. What happens if I put these together? Got it. Proud people in this room, welcome the super student, Avery, the envisioner, Zamora. Avery says, the secret to my success is my future. The professional I strive to be after college influences my everyday life. I study harder, use my time efficiently, and push myself to constantly learn in order to achieve the greatness I so eagerly wish to have. My future self teaches me that working hard and having integrity will lead me to my goals. She proves to me that everything I've been working toward will happen with perseverance and determination. Avery is most definitely the envisioner. Avery plans to attend Indiana University and major in biology. Her parents are Brandy and Tiger Zamora. Would you please stand? These students, and maybe even some of the adults in this room, will tell you that I may live in my own little world. However, it is in this world where I have had the opportunity to work with super students. These super students possess the ability to connect, be brave, and envision a future filled with amazing successes. I'd like to congratulate all super students of 2021.
As we conclude our program this evening, I would again like to thank our primary benefactors, Richard and Rita Apsley, and Roy and Wanda Green. Not only did they help us secure the location, along with Roger and Anna Morgan, but due to us not being able to have a meal tonight, they provided each of our 50 students with a gift card for their use. I would also like to thank Mrs. Mandy Davis, who plans and organizes this event and makes sure that it goes off without any issues. I would also like to thank Mr. Jeff Green for filming this evening and Mrs. Ertl for taking pictures. And finally, please join me one last time and congratulate our outstanding students recognized tonight for their academic achievements. And lastly, to our top 50 students, but especially to our top 20 seniors. A lot of what you heard tonight was about why Jennings County is such a special place and special community. I myself am a transplant who came here 12 years ago and decided to stay for the rest of his life. Remember how special this place is. Go live your dreams, go chase every goal you have, but always remember where home is and remember what made you who you are. And remember, more than anything, we're not just Jennings County. We are Jennings County. Thank you.